Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Squid the Kid, and today we are going to be doing another perfume review. So today we are going to be talking about Rolling in Love by Kilian. Now Kilian is more widely known for like Love Don't Be Shy, their marshmallow fragrances, kind of their more sweeter fragrances. I do feel like a lot of people know about Rolling in Love by Kilian, although I think it is a very underrated fragrance in my opinion. I don't really hear a lot of people in my normal life talking about it. Doesn't mean they don't know about it, but just not one I've heard talked about as frequently as like Baccarat Rouge or like Black Opium or any of those. So we are going to be talking about this one. I am almost out of it, which I'm very sad about because it is a more expensive perfume, but it is, in my opinion, well worth it. There are, of course, dupes of this, so if you are looking to try it and not spend a ton of money, there are dupes on the market, and I need to try some because this one, like, pricey, but again, well worth it in my opinion. So, Rolling in Love, excuse me, by Kilian is a unisex fragrance. It is for women and men. It has accords of vanilla, almond, floral, powdery sweet, musk, tuberose, a little nutty with some iris, and a little fruity. So this one, definitely say you get a lot of almond in the kind of top notes of this, along with a slight floral vibe. I think the iris is definitely very noticeable, especially in the top notes of this. But this is one that, if you've ever smelled Good Girl by Carolina Herrera, that one also has almond in it. And I would say they are slightly similar in the sense that the almond is a kind of predominant note in both this one and the Good Girl by Carolina Herrera, but this one is an oriental floral fragrance, and it was launched in 2019. This was made by a perfumer by the name of Pascal Garin. Top notes being almond milk and ambrette, which is a musk mallow, and this middle notes are iris, freesia, heliotrope, and raspberry with heodine and peony. The base notes are vanilla, tuberose, tonka bean, musk, lactones, and caramel. So definitely one of those very complex florally vanilla fragrances that like definitely is a very distinctive fragrance without being insanely overwhelming or overpowering. This one has a phenomenal projection. I smell this on my clothes like the day after I sprayed this. I'll be sitting there like, oh, it's so good. Like for days after I've sprayed this. This one lasts on me for anywhere from 10 to 12 hours from when I've worn it, when I initially spray it. Again, just incredible projection. I love the packaging of this too. I lost the cap. Don't ask me where it is, I don't know. But the sides of it have kind of that really fun Kilian print. There we go. Kind of really fun detailing on the bottle with, of course, the classic kind of gold and white lettering on the Kilian with the red bottle, which is really interesting. The packaging is super nice, but definitely say as this wears throughout the day, I can definitely smell the raspberry in this, but the raspberry is a little bit more prominent throughout the day, probably around, I would say with a 6 to 8 hour mark is where I smell it being the most fruity. And I would say for a powdery scent, this definitely is more of a powdery scent that is accurate with this, but it isn't like your grandma's powdery scent. It isn't like smells like something that came out of your grandma's closet or, you know, from 80 years ago, and it's just like overwhelmingly just like a, you know what I mean? It's like it's a very unique, and in a good way, a very unique powdery scent that I think is underwhelmingly underrated, or overwhelmingly underrated. Underwhelmingly? Don't quote me. I think this is just generally such an underrated powdery scent. Very, very unique, and again, very distinctive in the best of ways. This is definitely more of a nighttime fragrance, although it is one of those scents I just wear kind of whenever because I just love it that much, but definitely more like nighttime, fall, winter. You can kind of get away with it in the spring, summer. Definitely, again, more of like a nighttime fragrance just because it does have that fruity element at the bottom of it. The tuberose in this is so good. It's not an overwhelming tuberose, and I think the tuberose with vanilla just balances it out really, really well, especially when you are getting to kind of, again, that 10 to 12 hour mark, and you can kind of really start to smell those base notes coming through. It is a very nice combination of so many different elements, and I think it really does like the musky, powdery element very, very well. Again, not super overwhelming, not something that came out of your grandma's closet. If your grandma does have this fragrance, she has very, very good taste. So definitely steal this if your grandma does have it in her closet, because it is that good. And that is not everything I like to say about this fragrance. I could go on for days about how much I love this, but for the sake of this review, that is all I have for you for the perfume review of Rolling in Love by Kilian. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one soon.